I'm Father Tony Begonia, and
I'm Reverend Fran Begonia,
we're from Tampa, Florida.
but we've lived in 11 states.
It's really rewarding praying with people. Healing always happens, whether it's emotional healing or inner healing, and then there are many physical healings. We want to tell a story that happened 2 years ago. We wound up with a micro orphanage ministry in Belize. So we have parishioners in Belize and have had for over 10 years. And we were down there on a pastoral visit 2 years ago to July 2016, and we took them on a field trip to a charismatic prayer meeting. And then they invited me to preach, and they invited us to do an impromptu healing service. So we did OSL's first healing service in Belize, and we had 30 people lined up in front of us, men, women, children, lots of children. And for the we had half of them went down in the spirit. And over the following days, we had people knocking on our motel room door, asking us to hop in their pickup truck to go out to heal friends and neighbors. And this was something totally out of our experience. We wound up going to one house where there was this young woman in distress, in newlyweds. She was 5 months pregnant. It did an ultrasound, and the baby was anencephalic and hydrocephalic. Meaning the baby had little or no brain tissue, and lots of water where the brain was supposed to be. And the doctors were pressuring her to have an abortion.
I really encouraged her to deliver the baby as normally as possible. And this way, if the baby was born with all these problems and did not live, she at least could say goodbye to the baby and hold the baby, if nothing else. And then we decided that we were going to pray over her and her husband and teach them how to pray over her and the baby for a normal baby.
4 weeks go by after our prayer session. We had returned to the U.S. There was a follow-up ultrasound, and this ultrasound said that the amount of brain tissue was normal to almost normal, even though there was quite a bit of water still on her brain. So the baby had a brain, it was still hydrocephalic. So in 4 weeks, God grew the kid a brain. She delivered the baby about 2 months premature. The baby was healthy other than a somewhat enlarged head. So they went to install a shunt, and during what should have been a really minor routine surgery, the baby flatlined. So we were told on the phone about this, and we prayed long distance. And then the doctors worked on the baby for 45 minutes, which itself was miraculous because they normally wouldn't spend that long trying to revive somebody. But they did persevere, and the baby recovered and was fine. And the baby has some developmental difficulty. She has difficulty holding up her head, but other than that, she's a cute little bugger. Our hope is our next trip down to Belize that we can finish the job and praying over her and healing her of any remaining developmental difficulties, and then also spend some time actually playing with her. And that's our Yay God story.
Yay, OSL story.